Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to this live. Today is September 30th, 2025. Hi, guys. Welcome from Delaware. This is Lucy Mwangi, USA, with a live stream today. I'm hoping to talk about the diversity visa photo requirements. That has been one of the questions that keep up on my comment section on YouTube, on TikTok. I wanted to spare a few minutes to talk about the requirements. I know I had done a video about 2 years ago talking about this. It's a short video. If after this live, if you want to get a quick compacted video about how to take this photo, if you have a baby or a toddler, how to do that, then you can watch that video. It will be under my DV lottery playlist. So, good afternoon. We are live on YouTube and as well as TikTok. I'm waiting for a few people to join in and we can begin. The website that you need to review this information is dvprogram.state.gov or travel.state.gov. It has all that information. So as people keep coming in and joining the live, um, today is September 30th, 2025. It's officially the end of DV 2025. So for all those people who are waiting for a visa interview, so there's a high possibility that that's the end of the road for them. So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that unless yours was in administrative processing and it was waiting to be reviewed or something, and they can call you and tell you that your visa is ready and you can come and get it. Please let me know if you can hear me on TikTok and if you can hear me if the sound is good on YouTube as well. Just comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me before we proceed. Okay, before we get into business, let me acknowledge a few people who are Black Magic. Thank you for joining. Coach Mary, thank you for joining on TikTok. Christine Adamu, Yolanda Cox, Insightful Talk, Pretty Kayla. Thank you guys for joining. Anthony Washiori, thank you for joining the live. Miss Beauty Palu, Miss Beauty, thank you guys for joining. Sam, thank you for joining the live on YouTube. I see a few people on YouTube and about 6 people on TikTok. Let me know if you can say yes or thumbs up. Something. I know I have a good audio, but sometimes I don't know things happen. And we'll be talking to ourselves sometimes. Sylvia, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, guys. Um, share the live before we get serious, so that people don't miss out on important information. Please share this live. Divine Nyanu. Hello, I'm in Cameroon. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear me. For the thumbs up. For the thumbs up. All right. Jamie, thank you for joining. Questions already starting. Today we are specifically talking about the photo, but obviously later on we can indulge in some Q&As. Watching from Uganda, Kanyunyuzi, thank you for watching. Dee, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You can hear me good. Thank you. All right, so we can get started. Hi, everyone. This is Lucy coming to you from Delaware. Today's 30th September 2025. It's the end of the fiscal year, and that is officially the end of 2025 DV lottery. So a lot of people are concerned about that. They're frustrated. They're worried about that. But the way the DV lottery is set up, from my understanding, is that from tomorrow, we're just going to shift their attention now to 2026, the processing and the sending of the 2NLs and, preparing for the interviews and such. So my advice before we get into the photo, my advice is just apply for the 2027. Every year, even if you've already been selected in the previous year, just go ahead and apply again every year until you have that visa in your hand. I had another live yesterday and we talked about the same thing. It's not over until it's over, and it's not assured until you get that visa in your hand. There's something they say that winning the DV lottery is not a guarantee that you're going to land or come to the United States. After being selected, that's the first step. It's a very exciting step. Everybody gets very excited. I would too. But after that, there are so many other steps you have to follow before you finally get. So, unfortunately, because of how things were going with the processing of the visas, a lot of people were left out that really could have qualified to get a visa, but because time ran out and some embassies were not processing the visas in a timely fashion, a lot of people ended up not getting visas. But we move on. We move on to 2027 and we apply in 2027. All right. So thank you, Fatu, Gambia. Thank you. Is it okay? KK, thank you from Russia for letting me know that you guys can hear me. So let's talk about the diversity photo. One of the reasons a lot of people don't get accepted or a lot of applications get rejected is because of the photo. So people don't follow the requirements for the diversity visa, and they are very, very specific. They are very specific visa requirements, the photo requirements that if you don't follow that, then your photo is or your application is rejected almost automatically. So in order to avoid like instant rejection, it's good to have the specifications for the diversity visa photo. And today we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the photo dimensions, the background, file size, the head position and facial expression, the clothing, the DV photo tool that is available for free that you can use to crop your photo. And as a bonus, we're going to talk about how to take a picture of a baby or a toddler. If you can see me today, I'm dressed in what not to wear. What not to wear. So when we get to the clothing section, I'm going to explain why I'm wearing this. So your photo is a vital part of your visa application. To learn more, review the information below. And this website is freely accessible. Travel.state.gov is the US Department of State official website, and there's a lot of information. As a matter of fact, if you only just went to this website, you would not have to ask any other questions unless you seek a clarification because it gives you all the information about if you want to immigrate to the US. There are different visa categories that you can come with. So depending on what you're targeting, what you want to do, you can go here and just choose which visa you want to study or which one you want to do research on, and just to stay over there for maybe an hour and just read to find out what you need. And that's exactly what we do when we present these videos to you, this information. Because, like me, for example, I didn't come in with that DV lottery, so I don't have a personal experience of the DV, and that's why I invite other people who have had that personal touch, personal experience to give us our experience. Besides that, I go to these official websites and I gather the information and present it to you. The same thing you can do. So for this one is on the official US Department of State, and it gives you the requirements for the photo. So, like I said, one of the reasons why people get disqualified is because of the photo that does not match or meet their requirements. I'm sure you like the live on TikTok, so we can stay here for a little longer and talk about this. So obviously, after 2025, we are jumping into 2026 for the processing and jumping into 2027 for the application. All right. So it's telling us that the acceptance of your digital image or photo is at the discretion of the US Embassy or consulate where you apply. But there's an overall requirement, there's overall instructions on what you're supposed to do. So the number one is your photo must be in color, so it should not be black and white. So we've already established that. I haven't seen anybody like submitting a black and white photo. So it gives you the sizes such that the head is between 1 inch and 1 3/8 of an inch, so 22 by 35 millimeters, or 50% and 69% the head of the image total height from bottom of the chin to the top of the head. So, and then they give you a template of what they are talking about because not everybody knows what that means. And if you don't want to deal with all this, like if you're taking a photo with your with your phone and you're not sure about these measurements, there is a photo tool that will go over that you use to crop to this specific measurements. So as you can see on this template right here on TikTok, I'm on travel.state.gov, and there's a photo composition template that shows that the head should be taking more of the 2 by 2 inch, 2 by 2 inch photo. So the head should be taking most of that. That's typically what that means. And then they move on to say that it should be taken within the last 6 months to reflect your current appearance. For example, for my case, 6 months ago, I had long hair up to my back. But then last month, I cut my hair. So your photo should reflect your current appearance. It should be taken in front of a plain white or off-white background. Like this background back here, for me, it will be acceptable. And or there's white, complete. This is off-white. So that would be acceptable also. Uh, it should be taken in full face view directly facing the camera. So there's no side looking, there's no you can be like this. You have to really look at the lens of the camera so you can be directly facing the camera. You cannot be too close to the camera or too far, just a reasonable distance. And then with a neutral facial expression with both eyes open, and this goes also for the babies, but it's very difficult to manage a baby when you're trying to take a picture. But try as much as possible to have the baby's eyes open and trying to look at the camera. So for us, we'll be facing the lens with no facial expression. All right. And then the next one is the clothing, taken in the clothing that you normally wear on a daily basis. So this means that you're casual, you don't have to like overdress for this particular one. So that means you don't have to go buy a new suit for that. Just the casual, clean clothes, casual clothing, nothing fancy. If you want to be fancy, that's fine, but it's not a requirement. The reason why I wore my uniform today is because uniforms should not be worn in your photo except religious clothing that is worn daily. Okay. My uniform I wear on a daily basis to go to work. If you're a doctor, if you're a surgeon, if you're a pilot, if you're an air hostess, uh, whatever kind of work that you do, there is a certain uniform that you wear. Don't wear that to take your photo. Okay? Don't wear that. Don't wear all this. Just wear your casual clothing. All right. And then it says, do not wear a hat or head covering that obscures the hair or hairline unless worn daily for religious purposes. So there's an exception there. If you wear these things for religious purposes, then you're allowed to do that. So let's say, for example, you're a Muslim and you have to wear a hijab. So you would wear it, you would tie it, the way you do on a daily basis, but you will not cover your face. So you would make it so that the face can still be seen, okay, and your chin can still be seen. So they're not saying don't wear your religious head coverings, but make sure your face is can be seen. All right, and then yeah, so your full face must be visible, and the head covering must not cast a shadow on your face. So they should be able to see your face clearly. So and then they are saying do not wear a hat. So none of this. Don't wear no hats, no cowboy hats, none of that. Don't wear your fancy hats or whatever. So once you wear that, they're going to tell you to remove it so that you can take your photo. Or if you're taking your own photo with your phone, make sure you remove your hats and all that. All right. And then headphones, wireless hands-free devices or similar items are not acceptable on your photo. So you can't have this wire the headphones. You can't have those because they need to see your face, and you can't have they need to see your ears also. And you can't have this either. So you're not supposed to have uh, these ones either, the earbuds. Okay. So the next one is eyeglasses. They're saying eyeglasses are not allowed either. So for me, I would take them. I would take the eyeglasses off and I would face the camera straight with no expression on my face, no smiling, no crying, none of that. Okay. So no eyeglasses, except in rare circumstances when eyeglasses cannot be removed for medical reasons. For example, an applicant has recently had ocular surgery and eyeglasses are necessary to protect the applicant's eyes. A medical statement signed by a medical professional or health practitioner must be provided in these cases. So these are the medical reasons that are listed here for why you are exempted to wear glasses. If you normally wear hearing devices, though, those ones are allowed. You can wear your hearing aids. Those ones are allowed. So, and they also give you photo examples to see some of the acceptable visa photos and some of the ones that are not acceptable. So here are some photos, images. They mention again that you're not allowed to wear glasses. So for the lighting, so make sure your photo is clear with no shadows. For the size position, they are telling you your photo should be 2 by 2 inches with the head centered and sized between 25 and 35 millimeters of the total size of the photo. For the resolution, the photo is sharp without any visible pixels or printer dots. The photo is printed on glossy or matte quality paper. You're not allowed to enhance your photo if you're going to use your iPhone or your phone. Do not enhance your appearance. The background is cropped using a photo retouching tool, changing the outline of the face and neck. So they're giving an example of a poorly cropped photo. And then the pose and expression, your face, you should not be smiling or laughing or crying, none of that. Just neutral expression. Eyes are clearly visible and they're facing the lens. Okay. And then the next picture that I'm sharing with you is for the religious clothing. For example, the one that I was wrapping around my face. The customer's full face is visible and no shadows or clothing block the face. So there's a photo tip there. You may not wear hats or head coverings except for religious or medical purposes. We already talked about that. And then for the background, an acceptable background is white or off-white without shadows and is plain without texture, objects, or lines. So there shouldn't be anything, pictures or none of that in the background. So those are examples of photos that you can use and the acceptable requirements. And then there's a bonus for the children. So I know it's difficult to take pictures of little babies, but as long as the baby is already born, they will need to have a passport photo. So make sure that there's no other person is in the photo and the child is facing the camera with the eyes open. There's a photo tip. It is acceptable if your infant's eyes are not entirely open, but try as much as possible to make that baby lay flat. So there's a tip that they say you take a white sheet or a blanket and lay it flat on the surface and have the baby lay on it so that you have a white background or an off-white background. Okay. Once you lay the baby down, then you can take the picture from the top and have the baby facing up and just take the picture. So the baby should not be, there's nobody else who should be there. Your hand should not be seen in the picture. And then if not, you can put the baby in a car seat and then just cover the car seat with the white sheet or off-white sheet and try to take that picture, because that, minimizes the baby's flaring hands and moving too much. All right, so for this one is acceptable. The child is facing forward with correct lighting and acceptable facial expression. Even if the baby looks like they're about to cry for some reason, they're not happy with but at least the eyes are open and they're facing forward. And there's nobody else in the picture. This one is unacceptable because the child is now facing forward, obviously. This one is acceptable. The photo is clear and the child is facing forward. They are also upset about something. And this one is not acceptable because the child has an exaggerated facial expression. For those on TikTok who cannot see the shared screen, it's the baby who has their tongue stuck out. So the child's facial expression must be neutral as much as possible. And then this one is acceptable because the baby is strapped in a car seat. They're facing forward and the expression is as neutral as it can get and the eyes are open. The next one is a child whose face is blocked by her hands. So in this one, for TikTok viewers, the baby is like this. The mouth is covered, so that is not acceptable. And the photo tip is the child's full face must be visible. This one, this one is unacceptable, not because, well, number one, because the baby's mouth is wide open, facing slightly to the side, but also the photo is very blurry. So the photo tip here is select a shorter exposure time or use a tripod or place camera on a steady surface to eliminate camera movement. So I think the phone or whatever they were using was a little bit shaky. This one is not acceptable for TikTok viewers. This one, the baby has a pacifier in the mouth, which blocks a portion of the face. And the photo tip is the child's full face must be visible. And then finally, there is one here which is not acceptable because the mom is holding the baby and covering the baby's mouth. So it's unacceptable because the background is not plain. Another person is in the photo and part of the child's face is blocked. And the photo tip is place the child in a car seat with a white or off-white blanket or sheet and then take the photo. So if you follow this if you follow this website, you will see that you will not need anything else. It is your choice to go to a cyber or a photo place and have your photo taken. Me personally, I'd rather do that because I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll get those measurements correctly. And I don't want that to be the reason why I'm going to be denied or my entry is going to be rejected. All right. So there is a section that is asking uh, frequently asked questions. So depending on what visa you are applying for, this one for us is the diversity visa. It has the questions and the answers, like how recent must my photo be? We already talked about that. Your photos must be taken within 6 months of submitting your application and reflect your appearance. And then the photo size 2 by 2 inches, the pose, entire face, facing directly in the or facing the lens, and you should be centered. Your photo should not be like sideways or sideways to the left or to the right. You should be centered in your photo. So it has a frequently asked questions section, and you can go over that. So pretty much those are the requirements. It's not a lot. It's not a lot really, but it's just that you have to take into consideration those dimensions and the specifications. And there's a photo tool that you can use, and they want that the tool does not check the quality of your image. So a lot of people are saying, can I use the DV photo tool? Yeah, you can use it, but it doesn't check the quality of your image. It is just for cropping for the measurements. So if you just want to use that, you can. Let me see if there is any questions so far before we go into the photo tool. When is DV lottery application date and is the passport required? We don't know that yet. Good luck to all brothers and sisters. Yes, all the best. What would I say to the photographer? So if you go to get your photo taken, just tell them it's a passport size photo for the diversity visa program, or you can print out or show them those specifications. If you go to travel.state.gov, that page that I was sharing with you guys, if you go there, you can just show them those specifications. By now, a lot of people know how to take passport photos, so that shouldn't be a problem. On TikTok, let me see if you have, do you need a passport to apply for the DV lottery? They have not announced that yet, but I would just, if you don't have a passport and you're planning to apply for the DV, then you should start that so you can be proactive and be prepared ahead of time. The brightness of the camera to affect my eyes. The brightness of the camera affects your eyes. It's just 2 seconds. So I'm just thinking, just go to a professional and have it taken professionally. So it doesn't take that long. So I don't think you'll be exposed for that long. Okay. So just go and have it taken. See if you can tolerate for a short while. But so does that mean that who's asking that question? Nisel? Oh, nice. Okay. If your eye condition does not allow you to remove your glasses, then you have to have a letter from the doctor saying that you need your glasses to take the picture. Okay. Can I apply alone in the green card without my kids and husband? Are you married legally? If you're married legally, you're required to add your spouse and children. John, hey, Lucy, what if I'm what? By whose standards? On TikTok, John Bacha is saying, hey, Lucy, what if I'm too ugly? what qualifies somebody to be too ugly? I don't understand that. Just take your passport photo and just follow the specifications. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. So, for those of you who are asking about the photo tool, let's go to the photo tool. And so, this is the photo tool. It's intended for cropping your photo only so that you can get the specifications. So, what you do is you choose a photo. You can choose a photo from your um, gallery or from your phone, and you put it here. You can do an automatic crop. So once you do that, you accept and proceed. This is my friend Christine. And then you download your image to your device. Hi, Johnny. Thank you for the gift. Welcome. So you automatically crop it. So it resizes it to the 2x2. It has, you see the lady here that I'm screen sharing is facing the camera. We can see her face. So if you want to crop your picture, you can use that. You can use that too. But it doesn't look at the other specifications. You know what I mean? It doesn't look for the lighting and all that. Is just cropping it for those measurements. So if you guys want to use that, then you can use that. If you don't want to use it, then that's okay. All right, so let's move on to, I'm in the US under F2. Can I apply? Yes. If you're on a different visa, you can apply for the DV lottery. Just follow the requirements and the specifications, and you can apply. Who knows? You might be selected while you're still in the US, and then you will change your status to green card. All right. What other questions do you? Okay. When would the visa lottery start? That is from FETU. So there's conversation going around about, we are done with the photo, unless somebody else has a question about the photo, but we are done. The reason why I was wearing my work uniform today is just to show you guys what not to do when you go to take your photo. Don't wear your work clothes to get the photo. Don't wear your uniform. If you're just joining in, thank you for joining the live this afternoon. Today is the 30th of September. It's 2025. It's the end of the fiscal year, and unfortunately, it's the end of 2025 DV lottery. And starting tomorrow, they will start processing 2026 DV lottery. So, when will the visa lottery begin for 2027? So right now, we don't have any confirmed date. The reason why I'm saying that, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to start tomorrow, the 1st of October, or it's going to start on the 16th of October. A lot of people are coming up with that 16th. Not sure where it's coming from, but from what I'm thinking, it's because when let me see if I'm able to share this with you. Okay. Last 2 weeks ago, I think on the 16th, there was a rule that was laid out on September 16th by the Department of State that says that they're going to introduce a $1 fee for the diversity visa program. However, they did not say when that will start. I made a video about that. If you want to watch it, you can watch. This final rule is effective September 16th. So that's when that was published. Okay. But then when we read it all the way down and we wanted to know when it's going to be implemented, it says the department intends to implement this rule 30 days after the date of publication. So if you do the math, 30 days after September 16th would be October 16th. So that's what I'm thinking. People are thinking that The entry period will be on the 16th, but it hasn't been announced. One way to know if the entry period has begun is by going to this website right here. So, this is the website that people go to when they're trying to apply for the diversity visa program. It is the only place that people go to. On TikTok, it's the US Department of State, and it is the electronic diversity visa, and it's the entrant status check, ESC. If you go to ESC, you will see that it's not open yet for 2027. So a lot of people who are saying that the DV program will start tomorrow, I don't know. I went to the website and they haven't released the dates yet. And this is where you'd go to check. This is where you'd go to check on TikTok. It's ESC web page under the US Department of State website. So it's dvprogram.state.gov/ESC. That's where you would you would get the information. If anybody else has any other information, please share with us, because that's a question that people have been asking all day yesterday and all day today. So if I read to you what that page is saying currently, it's saying the US Department of State Electronic Diversity Visa Entrant Status Check for DV 2026 applicants is available until September 30th, 2026. So that means for the 2026 selectees, they have, or people who applied, they have until next year, 2026, September 30th, a year from today, to keep coming to this website to check if they have won. That's if they haven't checked. The entrance status check for DV 2025 applicants will remain open until September 30th, 2025. So today is the last day for anybody who applied for the 2025 diversity visa to come on this page and check if they won or not. I don't know why somebody would not have checked by now, and it wouldn't make any difference if you found out that you won today, because there's a whole process ahead to do. So from tomorrow, 2025 applicants will not be able to see this page. They will not be able to access this page. So we keep coming to this page to check whether the 2027 entry period has been announced. And the way you would know is that you would be able to access. Once you click, and it would say here, the 2027 DV entry period begins from today to this day. Okay. But right now, we don't have access to that. So that's that. That's how you know that. If you have any questions about that, then let me know, and we can try and answer that question. So Harley's saying, please, I need your detailed or brief advice. I am DV 2026. Let me stop sharing, unless you guys have other questions. I am DV 2026 winner, and I submitted my DS without a passport. Okay, so did you use another form of ID? So what's the question? But how did you... So are you trying to get a passport now? Because then you'll have to ask them to open your DS-260 so you can add your passport information. But it's not recommended to... I know people do it, but it's not recommended to submit your DS-260 without your passport. As much as possible, get all the things that you need, get them all together before you submit your DS-260. That way, once they start processing, they don't have to pause because they are missing something. You know, set yourself up for success by being amply prepared. Saina Godwin, hey Lucy, I have already taken the photo, but I'm not sure if it meets the requirements. I don't know if you just joined us, Sonia, but Saina, but if you go to travel.state.gov, there is a photo tool that you can use to see whether your photo meets the measurements. We also forgot to say that the photo must be below 240 kilobytes. So all these specifications, if you go to a professional and have them take your photo, then you will have avoided so many issues. Okay. Is it allowed to be in? George, you're asking, is it allowed to edit the what? I don't understand what you mean. As long as you're not enhancing your looks and you're not changing the way you naturally look, because that's the thing they're saying, that if you're doing digital enhance, don't digitally enhance. Don't enhance your photo. If you'd like to join the live as a guest, send me a request and I can include you. What about the fee you must pay for visa process? Is it after you are sure that you have won, or Jamie? No, the fees that they are introducing is for everybody that is trying to apply for the diversity visa program. I've done a video about that, so you can go and watch it, or you can go to the Federal Register and read about it, federalregister.gov, sorry, and read about it. The fees that they're trying to introduce are for everybody that is trying to apply for the entries. So it'd be $1 up to date. I haven't seen the specifics of how we are supposed to go there and pay. I would assume and I would imagine that it would be a portal where you are already applying, and then it will direct you to a place where you would pay before you submit it. So far, they said it's going to be online portal, a government portal, and it's going to be MasterCard credit card or debit card. It says my network is poor. Is my network poor? You guys, can you hear me? Somebody says my network is poor. I don't know if it got better or not and when that was. Let me know. Ali just says, I just came. Has it started yet? No, the diversity visa program has not started yet. John, thanks, Lucy. This is Gishi in Seattle. Good advice. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Is there any money allocated before you apply? You pay $1. So it's $1 now. This is the first time, I think, ever they've ever had to ask people to pay for just to apply registration, just to apply. Questions about the passport? We don't know yet, but I would have a passport. If you know that you want to participate in the DV program, why not have a passport? It's better to have it than not, I would suggest. Okay, I'm checking to see on YouTube. I'm checking on TikTok to see if there are any other questions. If you'd like to join the live, send me a request and I'll put you up. 2025 DV favored me. I thank God. Oh, Dennis, congratulations. Have you gone through the whole process? Because today is the last day of DV 2025. Are you in the US already? Uh, Jamie, you're asking, sorry for keeping you in that question. I'm talking about the money you have to pay for 330. Oh, yeah, that one is for when you've been selected. That one is when you've been selected and you're going to now apply for the visa. Then you have to pay the 350 per applicant. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Hello. Hi, Jabba. How are you? Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for joining the live. You can hear me well? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Johnny, how are you? Are you available to jump on the live today? Or are you at work? No, you can be working and being live on TikTok. I hope American soil will favor me too. When you come to when you come to the US, you have to be ready to be shocked by different things, and you have to be ready to adapt to different situations. So you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Just go with the flow and learn the systems as quickly as possible. What if they deny you? Are they going to refund you the money? No, the visa, all these fees are they are not refundable. That's the thing. The money is a lot that you have to pay, but it's not refundable. But when I look at it, I think about the opportunities that you end up getting when you come to the United States. You'll make that money back once you get a job. Okay. So today we were talking about the photo requirements for the diversity visa program. We talked about the specifications, we talked about the dimensions, the photo dimensions, the file size limits, the background, the head position and facial expression, the clothing. We talked about the DV photo tool. We talked about how to take pictures of a baby or a toddler and all that. We mentioned that glasses are not permitted and headphones or AirPods are not permitted. We mentioned that hearing aids are allowed, and unless you have like a doctor's note saying why you need the glasses in the picture, then glasses are not allowed. Headwear is not allowed unless you wear it on a daily basis or it's required for religious purposes. You don't have to buy a suit to take the picture. You're okay with your casual clothing that you wear on a daily basis. Okay. Let's see. Did you somebody keep asking, somebody named M has asked this question like 10 times. Do you need a passport when applying for DV lottery? Right now, it's not a requirement officially. There was talk about having it as a rule and a regulation. So there was a public participation survey that was conducted that ended, I think it was on the 19th of September. So they were inviting people to say whether it's a good thing for the passport to be introduced again before applying for the DV or to just leave it alone and go back to how it was. So that public participation has concluded, but we don't have the outcome. Like, what was the outcome, and are they going to implement this thing or not? So for right now, I would say no, but you never know. So my answer is just have the passport. Have the passport because you'll need it eventually. So start working on it. Luyima is saying, I hope I get it this time because many of my family friends have got it and living in California and others in New York. Yeah, all the best. All the best to everybody who's planning to participate in the 2027 DV. I wish you all the best. Make sure your photo is on point. Make sure your photo is on point because that's one of the reasons why a lot of people get disqualified. I'm looking to see if there's anything I missed as far as the photo, but you can get all that information on travel.state.gov and just read and make sure you're following that. All right. Yeah, I don't think we missed anything. So the file size should be equal to or less than 240 kilobytes. 2 by 2, it should be in digital JPEG format. It should be a minimum resolution of 600 by 600 pixels. The photo must be in color, not black and white. Hi, Dawood. Thank you for joining the live. DV 2037, which day is it to apply? We don't have a day yet. It hasn't been announced unless they just announced within the last few minutes. As of the beginning of this live, they had not announced the DV lottery entry period for this year. Once they do, obviously it will be all over the websites and we'll let you know. Jamie's saying, I'm feeling like I'm going to make it, but when I think about my English, I'm very afraid. Oh, your English, you'll adapt. You'll adapt with the English. Don't worry about that. You'll adapt. Where are you from? Which country are you from? Is English not your second or first language? Where are you from? Don't worry about the English. If you already, did you do the, you're from Zimbabwe. Okay, you're from Zimbabwe. You don't speak English in Zimbabwe? I can't say that word. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Just follow the specifications, the instructions when applying for the DV, and most importantly, the photo. Everybody who is going to be on that application should have a photo, including a 1-day-old baby. Daud, you're from Ethiopia? Okay. Okay. So everybody should have a photo. And okay, you speak English, but okay. Yeah, as long as you understand what they're saying and you can answer some simple questions, you should be okay. You should be okay. Do you guys have any other questions? We're coming around to 1 hour on the live. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for liking and sharing the live. If you have any other questions about the DV lottery, soon as I find out, how many questions do they ask? Okay. Jamie, what questions for the visa interview? So the trick to passing the DV interview is knowing what you answered on the DS260. There's a video that I've done about the DS260. I may have to do another one or step by step on how to complete the DS260 because now they're adding the $1 fee and they might have to redo certain things. So once they figure out what they're doing, they will let us know and then we'll let you know. We can do some new videos, updated videos about how to complete the DV lottery, including their payment and then their passport requirements. So maybe I was saying yesterday, maybe that's why there's a delay in the announcement of the diversity visa period, because 2025, they have had so many changes with the new administration. So maybe they are waiting to implement the DV fee. Maybe they're waiting to implement the passport rule. There are so many other countries that had been banned already. These have under the travel ban. So that could be what is holding all this up. But once we find out when the entry period will begin, we'll let you guys know. Daniel Muli. Hi, Daniel. How are you? Yeah, still waiting for the official dates for 2027. If you are just joining us, We have been talking about the DV photo. We had some demonstrations on what not to wear, what not to do, what not to have on. And we went over the photo tool at the travel.state.gov website. And we did talk about the electronic diversity visa entrant status check. It's not yet open. And that's where people go to apply. dvprogram.state.gov/ESC. It's not yet open for 2027. Jamie saying, can you help me with the application? Yeah, if you let me know your details, I can help you check. But I think they're going to alter it a little bit, but I'm not sure. Yeah, obviously they're going to alter it, because if they're going to add the passport and they're going to add the $1, then they have to format it in a way that people will be able to pay before submitting. So once they do that, we'll let you know, and we can do another step-by-step video on how to complete the DS-260. Own a dream home. Is it a must you wear a round t-shirt? No. Who said that? No, you don't. It said we just went over the requirements. I think you just missed it, but you can replay this video afterwards. We just went over the requirements. As far as clothing, it says you don't have to wear special clothing. You don't anything that you wear on a daily basis, you can wear that. The only thing that they say you don't wear is your uniform. So you would not wear this to go take a picture just because you are a doctor or a nurse or a surgeon or whatever, or a pilot. Don't wear your uniform. Don't wear that. And then don't wear any head coverings. So round t-shirt, no, there is nothing specifically that says that you have to wear a round t-shirt. Round neck, no. Ayan Ahmed, when it will begin 2027? Oh, here is a question. Hi, Lucy. When DV 2027 begin, and must you pay the $1? So right now, like I said, I don't have any confirmation about that. So we're just waiting to see when it will begin. So there's a little bit of a delay with the announcement of the 2027 DV. If you recall last year, by September 26, we had already known what the dates. Today is the 30th. We don't know the dates yet. So once we know, we will let you know. When can we get the interview question? I want to practice. The only way you can practice is after you complete the DS-260. So the DS-260 is the application form that you do to apply for the diversity visa, the visa itself now to come to the United States. After that, you pay $330 application fee. But those questions are personal questions about your personal information. So that one you don't need to rehearse. You already know your information. Your education information, you need that also. Your dependents, guys, click on the live. I think TikTok is saying something about there's no activity. What does that even mean? So just click on the live. So tap on the screen, or I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I lost my train of thought. I did. So $1 fee and passport rule. We don't know yet whether that will be implemented in 2027, but I would just be ready. The DS-260, when you're completing it, it's asking for your personal information, your family, or anybody that is going to be added on that DS-260. So that means your husband, your wife, your children, if you have any. Then the photo, and then your education, They want to know the main applicants' education information. They want to know your home, where you were born. All those questions, you should know those. You don't need to rehearse those. Then they ask about your host, where you're going to stay in the United States. You should have a contact information about that. So once you get all that, then it shouldn't be that difficult. Then they'll ask you if you want your there's a place you check off whether you want your social security number to be processed. You want to do that application during that time. You say yes or no. I would say yes, and then you submit it. So once you know those questions, the answers to those questions, then you don't need to rehearse it too much. Unless, of course, somebody else does it for you, and and now you have no idea what they completed. If I get DV, can I process everything? Then my family start processing after I land in the US. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Leima is from Uganda. I really appreciate your work and the way you help us. You are so legit. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching from Uganda. And everybody trying to apply and hoping to apply, please do. Please apply. Don't let the $1 or the passport rule or all these things coming up every day, don't let them hinder you from pursuing your dream. If this is your dream to come to the United States, don't let these little things hinder you. Be prepared. Have your photo ready, have your documents ready, know your DS-260 once you complete it. When you go to the interview, just be confident. Be confident and have everything ready. And hopefully there won't be any other issues and you'll be good to go. So don't let this, don't, even if you had applied maybe years ago and every year you're applying, excuse me, you never know. This could be the year that you actually get it. So just do it. Just do it, guys. Just apply. Apply. I was texting my family today on WhatsApp to remind them to get their photos ready if they haven't and to submit their applications this time. It only takes a short while. It only takes like a few minutes of your time. The longest, I would say 30 minutes. Everybody has a 30 minutes to do the application. Just apply. Just apply. You never know. Just apply and forget about it. But then make sure that you remember the email that you're going to use, because that's the email that they're going to be communicating with. They're going to be using to give you updates and to let you know if you have won. Okay. All right. If I win the green card and I have a family, am I allowed to do medical and interview alone first? If that's the choice, somebody's asking on TikTok, if they win the green card and they have a family, are they allowed to do medical and interview alone first? So depending on your financial position, you can do that and just say that the family will do it later. You have to organize that with the embassy. It is highly recommended that you all do everything together, but I know that is not always possible. So just communicate with the embassy and let them know your situation so they can know that either the family is not going to come with you to the United States, they're going to follow you later, or they're going to do their medical in a little bit and then later, and therefore they need their interview scheduled later. All right, guys. I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to end the live. Thank you guys for participating in this live session. Today we were talking about the photo requirements for diversity visa program. We covered photo dimensions, file size limits, background color, head position and facial expressions, clothing allowed and not allowed, DV photo tool, how to take pictures of a baby or a toddler. We also talked about the entry period for the 2027, and we said that we don't have the official dates as of yet. We touched a little bit on the Federal Register requirement for the announcement that was made on the 16th of September, that moving forward, the diversity visa registration is not going to be free, and there is a $1 requirement. We also covered, what else did we cover? The passport requirement, that is not official yet, but is highly recommended to have the passport if you're going to pursue this as your the process that you want to take to come to the US. So if you don't have any other questions, thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you for hanging out with me here for like an hour and something. I really appreciate. Enjoy your week, and I'll keep you posted once I hear anything else regarding the diversity visa program. My name is Lucy Mwangi, USA. I talk about life in the US, ways to come to the US, and especially life in America as an African. Make sure you stay put and stay tuned. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok for updates on life in the US, and especially during this period, updates on the diversity visa program. Thank you guys. Have a good day.